Hey sports fans, my name is Ed, and I've spent the last 20 years traveling North America and the world, going to sporting events. I've chronicled all my travels on my website, Itinerant Fan. It has guides to all the stadiums in the major American sports leagues, plus some college stadiums and even major venues around the world. Plus it has travel tips, guides to how to plan a sports vacation, ways to save money, and much, much more. Check it out sometime if you're into traveling for sports. Now let's check out the home for hockey and hoops in Toronto. In Toronto, Ontario, the sports scene is concentrated in the center of town, and two of its major teams, the Maple Leafs and Raptors, play at Scotiabank Arena. Originally known as the Air Canada Centre, this arena has been a hub of activity for local sports fans for 25 years now. And hub is a good way of putting it considering its location right next to the busy Union Station. Scotiabank Arena is also close to other major attractions in Toronto, such as Rogers Centre, the home of baseball's Blue Jays, as well as the famous CN Tower, North America's tallest freestanding structure. Even more major attractions are just a short walk away, like the St. Lawrence Market Food Hall, as well as the Hockey Hall of Fame, where you can get a glimpse of the Stanley Cup. If you want to know more about everything there is to see in Toronto, check out our video guide. I'll link it in the description below. The central location means there are a few good ways to get to Scotiabank Arena. There's the underground Toronto subway, or above ground you can use the streetcar system that runs around downtown. If you're already downtown, you can walk through the extensive underground path system, especially if it's rainy or snowy. Whatever method you choose, you'll want to make your way to Union Station. Since the city's central transportation hub is next to the arena, you can go from one to the other without even stepping outside. Just know that the hallways can be pretty extensive. When in doubt, follow the signs that point to Scotiabank Arena. The venue has a dedicated indoor entrance facing Union Station, but you can also step outside to see what's there. If you're a Maple Leafs fan or just a fan of hockey history, don't miss Legends Row, consisting of 14 statues of Maple Leafs legends that span several generations. Just to the west of the arena is Maple Leaf Square, where fans who don't have game tickets can gather to watch the event. During playoff games, this area can get packed with fans, and for Raptors games, they rebrand this area as Jurassic Park. I visited Scotiabank Arena on a Raptors game night in March 2025 and found that the arena is in the middle of a renovation, so some of areas of the lower level or 100 level concourse look like a construction zone. A new brew house is set to be unveiled next season, but for my visit, most of the 100 level concourse renovations have been completed. I'll get more into that later in the video. For this game I had a seat in the upper level, aka the 300s. To get there I went up a set of escalators past the 200 level of suites, and for what would be considered the nosebleeds, I felt like I could see the game pretty well. And even if you can't see the game well from up high, Scotiabank Arena has a nice HD video board where you can keep track of the action. Whether you're there to see hockey or hoops, be sure to look up. The Maple Leafs in particular have their history well represented, even though the lack of Stanley Cup banners since 1967 is a well-known sore spot among the team's fans. I last saw a Leafs game about 7 years ago when the arena was still known as Air Canada Centre. If you're a hockey fan, it's a fantastic experience and one well worth making the trip to Toronto for. The Raptors may not quite be as prominent, but Toronto still turns out for its NBA team. I came out for this game on a Friday night late in the season when the Raptors were well out of the playoff race, and yet the arena was full and the fans were just as spirited as ever. Say what you want about Toronto sports, but the city sure loves its teams through good times and bad. Scotiabank Arena's renovation really shows itself in the number of communal spaces there are to get food and drink, as well as the manner in which you get it. The concourses are more open and inviting than I remembered from my previous visits. A good place to experience this is at the Coors Light Chill Zone on the 300 level, which is basically a sports bar melded into the concourse. If you're sitting nearby, it's easy to pop in here, get yourself a beer, and head back to your seat without missing too much of the action. As far as food, some of the most familiar Canadian chains are represented here. You can also get trendy stadium food like loaded hot dogs. And since we're in Canada, you can't miss the poutine. How you get your food and drink has been revamped here, as Scotiabank Arena has installed modern concession stands that include a number of grab-and-go stalls. That is, you walk in, scan or tap a valid credit card at the entrance, then you can go in and grab the items you want. Finally, you simply walk out and your items get charged to the credit card you use. You can also walk around the concourses to see some cool exhibits and nods to both of the arena's major tenants. That includes some rather interesting looking tributes to Raptors legend Vince Carter. The Maple Leafs are also well represented, such as this life-size look at the mascot Carlton the Bear. Have you seen a game at Scotiabank Arena, or are you planning to in the near future? If so, let me know. Leave a comment below and don't forget to subscribe to our channel because we'll be posting a lot more stadium and travel videos. And if you're looking for more info on other major cities or sports venues, head to itinerantfan.com. Happy travels!